Hey everybody, this is Spoony, and today I want to show you a quick and easy way to automate your smelting so that you never have to manually load ore into or take it out of furnaces ever again. This involves just a little bit of piping and some very quick wiring, so you should be able to set it up in just a few minutes. This will work with either electric, wood, or large furnaces, and is a great way to also get a charcoal farm going. So you'll need at least one furnace to start, but this can easily be expanded to however many you need. To get started, we're going to place down a box and one electric furnace. We're also going to need a storage adapter for each furnace that we're using, plus one for the box. So in this case, we'll need two. We'll also need an industrial conveyor, a branch, a pipe tool, and a wire tool. Start by placing down the industrial conveyor somewhere near your furnaces. Next, connect the storage adapters to your box and your furnace. Once you have your storage adapters placed along with your industrial conveyor, it's time to start piping things up. Both the industrial conveyor and the storage adapters only have an input and an output, so this should be relatively straightforward. Start by connecting the input on the industrial conveyor to the output on the box storage adapter. Next, connect the output of the industrial conveyor to the input on the storage adapter for your furnace. And finally, connect the output of the furnace's storage adapter to the input on the box's storage adapter. If you're only using one electric furnace, then that's all the piping we have to do. We can move on to wiring things up, but after I show you how to wire things up, I'll show you how to add more furnaces. If you're new to using the wire tool and have never wired up anything before, I have a basics tutorial that can introduce you to some of the basics you'll need to know. I'll link that video in the top right and also in the description below. So to get started, we're going to need to branch off some power. If you don't already have one set down, put down a new branch, connect power into the bottom input connection, and press the use key to change the branch off amount to 4. You'll need 1 power for the conveyor, plus another 3 power for each furnace you're using. To check how much power something uses, you can also look in the crafting menu on the right side. So next, use the top left connection called the branch off output and connect this directly to the power input on the left side of the industrial conveyor. After that, we're going to use the electrical pass-through connection on the right side of the industrial conveyor to connect to the furnace's power in connection. There are several connection options on the right side of the industrial conveyor, so take your time and make sure you're getting the correct output. Now that you've got everything wired up, you should see a blinking red light on the industrial conveyor. Press the use key while looking at the industrial conveyor to turn it on. The light should change to green. You'll also need to turn on the electric furnace. And that's it, our automatic smelter is completely set up. All we have to do now is add ore into the box and it will automatically start being fed into the furnace. Whatever the furnace outputs will then be automatically placed into the box for you to easily collect later. If we want to add additional furnaces later, we can easily do that, and the process is almost exactly the same. Just simply increase the amount of power that you're branching off by 3 for each additional furnace that you're adding. Then just use splitters as needed to split up the power that comes out of the pass-through connection on the industrial conveyor. Since splitters no longer consume any power, you won't need to increase the amount branched off for any splitters that you're adding. The process for piping multiple furnaces together is also almost exactly the same, except that you'll daisy chain the furnaces together, with each output connecting to the input on the next furnace in the line. The final furnace will then connect to the input on the storage adapter on the box. This process can be repeated as many times as you'd like to add as many furnaces as you'd like. You'll just need to add additional splitters to split up the power connection coming out of the industrial conveyor. This works exactly the same with large furnaces and wood furnaces. For wood furnaces, I like to add an igniter connected to a button. This doesn't need to be powered, as buttons momentarily produce 1 power regardless of whether or not they have any input. This way you can light all of the furnaces at once instead of having to manually light each one. And that's all you need to know to get started automating smelting. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe.